Y'all, we're gonna test some keto pastas. Come on. Welcome to Highfalutin Low Carb, the almost weekly web series where we find and test the best low carb recipes this crazy internet has to offer. Today, we're going to be testing some commercially made low carb pastas that you guys have been bugging me about. Stay tuned. All right, guys, you know on this channel we have made dozens, well, a few, different pasta recipes for keto and low carb. Lots of different options, and I've got videos dating back 6 years to my first shirataki noodle test. We're not going to be testing those, but we are going to test 3 different products that you guys have asked me about. One of those was actually sent to me by the manufacturer. The first of those is Hearts of Palm, the Palmini noodles. These are very popular, and I tested them probably 3 years ago, back when they came in a can. I believe that was the Palmini brand. Let me know below if it's not the Palmini brand, but I remember Heart of Palm noodles in a can. Kind of tastes like bamboo shoots. Okay, our second recipe, this is Noodle Revolution. This is the vermicelli, and this, if you remember the video that I did testing the recipe from Keto Asian Flavors, where she uses some gastronomy techniques and sodium alginate and some other things to create noodles out of eggs. This is actually appears to be a commercial product based kind of like that, so we're going to test that one. The last one is a product called Nooey, and this is the fettuccine Fet Nooey. This is a brand from Australia. This was sent to me by them. It's been in my freezer, and I just want to test this. It does have gluten in it, so just be curious of that. So before we begin all this testing, I need to give a huge thank you to the sponsor of this video, Thrive Market. Thrive Market is an online membership-based grocery store with a mission to make healthy living easy and affordable for everybody, with savings on every order. You guys know I've been working with them for probably 3 years now. All of my staples mostly come from Thrive Market for this channel and for just life. You know, I love their superfine almond flour. It is fantastic and the price cannot be beat. I love their coconut flour, all their oils, their avocado oil, spray oils, all of that stuff is a staple. Now, like a lot of big box discount stores, there is a membership fee to join Thrive Market, but they have a couple of options. You can go month to month just to try it and see if you like it, or you can do like me and get the year membership. Gets the price down to about $5 a month, which I know I'm at least going to save that. In fact, the average order from Thrive Market is about $30 in savings. I'm a little bit embarrassed because my last order wasn't a box full of almond flour and stuff. It was just one item. I had been seeing this ad for the Ursa Major Golden Hour Recovery Cream. This thing's been following me all over the internet. People have been advertising it and recommending it, and I wanted to try it. And I looked everywhere, and lo and behold, Thrive Market had it. And it was about $5 less than anywhere else online. So I've saved my $5 just on one item this month. So anyway, Thrive Market also has a happiness guarantee. If it's not the service for you and it's not going to work for you, you can cancel in the first 30 days and you'll get a full refund. But at the end of the year, if you haven't saved as much as the membership cost, they'll actually refund you the difference on that. And Thrive also has a give back program. For every membership they sell, they give one away to a first responder, a teacher, firefighter, person in need, family in need. So they really are on a mission to make healthy living easy and affordable for everybody. So thank you, Thrive Market, for sponsoring this video. It's sponsorships like yours that keep channels like mine on the air, and for that I am truly appreciative. Go to thrivemarket.com/highfalutin low carb or use the link in the video description below. You'll get 30% off your first order and free gifts up to $60. All right, let's go make these noodles. Come on. All right, so let's get started by preparing our first product. This again is the Palmini Hearts of Palm. This is their angel hair pasta. Again, this is pretty popular now, and it's been a few years since I've tried it because I wasn't wild about it. Kind of had a bamboo shoot texture, almost like I was chewing on a saxophone reed. You know what I mean? I'm hoping this is a little bit different. There are 2 ways to prepare this. We're going to do both of them to see. So I need to drain this and rinse this out well. So I'm going to do that now. Before we begin, let's just talk about nutrition on this. I'm going to taste each of these instead of at the end. I'm going to taste them as we go because I think it's important to taste them as fresh out of the pasta water as possible. One of these packages is 3 servings. If you eat 1 serving, it's 20 calories. You have got 4 grams of total carbs. You've got 2 grams of fiber. That means it is 2 grams of net carbs, and you've got 1 gram of protein. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and drain this now, and let's see what it looks like and how it smells. This is the angel hair version. It has an earthy scent, but not anything like shirataki noodles, which You know, kind of smell like an old fish tank. All right, I'm going to rinse these out and I'll be right back. Not a lot of liquid to get out of there. Okay, so our Hearts of Palm noodles are drained. All due respect to Palmini, sir, this is not 3 servings. You're trying to tell me this is going to feed 3 adults. This might feed 2. Again, I realize we're not eating it as a full-on pasta replacement, but that's a little odd. Okay, feels kind of like bamboo shoots. So I'm going to do it the first way. It says, when I tried these, they were really toothy. I'm going to put this, it says to just add some sauce to it and heat it in a pan. You're not cooking it for long. It says if you want a softer taste, that you can boil it in salted water for 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to do that too. But for now, let's just get it on medium heat. I'm going to put in some of these, not all of them, because I want to boil some too. All right. Noodles go in. Apparently that's 1 serving, and I should be totally and completely fine with that as an adult human being. And I've just got a little Rayos here, nothing fancy. We'll put a little bit in, and I'm just going to bring this up to temperature real quick before we taste it. What does this taste like just right out of the thing? Because it has a decent, it's got a decent texture to it. Looks like a little bit of a slight tang to it, like almost like an artichoke-y, a little bit, but not bad. Texture isn't bad either. Tastes like a vegetable. You know it's a vegetable. This just heated for maybe 3 minutes. This conduction burner does heat pretty quickly. So, what does this taste like? It looks great. I gotta admit, that looks pretty good. I can definitely see this being useful in Asian dishes, but is it okay as an Italian pasta dish? I taste nothing. I taste the sauce. The texture is very similar to a zoodle, a zucchini noodle that is still really firm, that hasn't been cooked very long. You can hear the crunch. It's not offensive though. 2 grams of carbs, net carbs, for that much is hard to swallow, no pun intended. But I am not offended in any way. If you serve this to me, I would know that it is not real semolina flour pasta from Italy. I would know that for sure. I would probably think it's a zoodle. I'd be curious about it. It is way better than a shirataki noodle to me. It does not taste rubbery, does not taste slimy, doesn't have an odor. It's a pretty benign sauce delivery vehicle. B+. All right? I'm going to let this water come to a boil. I'm going to boil the remainder of the noodles for 5 minutes, resauce them, and meet you right back here. Won't take but just a second. Okay, so we're back, and I've drained our pasta. It's boiled for exactly 5 minutes. Pretty warm. No discoloration of the water, no change in the shape or of the pasta. Did the texture change? Did it get a little more, a little softer and a little less al dente? A little bit, but not much. A little bit, but not much. I definitely taste the salt from the salted water. It did absorb some of that. I'm just going to put a little bit with some sauce again. Hold on. We've already got our pot of water boiling for our next recipe, for our next product. Okay, so this is after 5 minutes of boiling. Is it worth it to take the time, or can you just do the quick heat and eat method? Looks good. Yeah. Don't even worry with boiling. Somehow it tastes firmer after I boiled it than it did the original. It's not bad. Hold on. This is the one we made where I just heated it in this pan, in the pot. Didn't boil it. I think that's softer. The difference is like to a decimal point. Both are pretty good. Very decent vehicles to carry sauce. So, Palmini, pretty good. I'm going to give you a B. I'm going to give you a B. And we're going to move on to our next one. So I'll meet you right back here, right after this. See you in just a second. All right, so we're back for our second product. This is the Noodle Revolution egg white noodles. And I got this from Amazon. They're kind of hard to find right now. I'll put a link down below because they are so popular. Each of these packs is one serving. That is more legitimate. I'm going to tell you they are a little bit pricey though for ordering. This is based off of, I believe, the method that Keto Asian Flavors did. If you've seen her video or my video, I'll post a link up to it here, right there. We went through that. It's fun. There's some sodium alginate, some stirring. It's basically molecular gastronomy, and you are creating a noodle, but just out of egg white. So the ingredients of this are water, egg white powder, and sodium alginate. Nutrition information, one serving is one package, so 2/3 of a cup. If you eat the one serving, it's 45 calories, 0 grams of fat, 10 grams of protein, and less than 1 gram of carbs. So that means usually between 0.5 and 1 gram of carbs per serving. So great, great macros. I've got the vermicelli and the ramen style. These don't boil. You just simply mix them and drain them and fold them into your favorite sauce, it said. I'm going to rinse them anyway, but let's see what they smell like. No discernible odor at all. It smells a little salty, if anything. All right, let me rinse them real quick. So they are super white, and again, this is just egg whites, and if you've tasted those noodles from Keto Asian Flavors, they don't have a, look at that. They are really thin, though. I don't know if I like them that thin. I guess vermicelli is the correct word. I'm just going to put a little bit in a bowl with some sauce because it says fold it into your favorite sauce. I can see where this again would be great in ramen or Asian dishes. Okay, this sauce doesn't really cling well. You can see it's sort of rejecting the sauce. But it just stays in a little tiny ball there at the bottom. I don't know. What does this taste like? Completely disintegrates in my mouth. There's nothing to chew. It almost is, I mean, it's just so thin, it's pointless. It's not bad. There's no taste. It is a vehicle for sauce, but I might as well just be eating the sauce because there's nothing to chew. Nothing to chew. Does not absorb the sauce at all. I do feel like the Palmini noodles at least tried to absorb some of this flavor. They're not bad. I wouldn't order them again. I would definitely make the Keto Asian Flavors version of that because hers you're able to control the size of the noodle. I'll tell you what, let's just go ahead and make the ramen one too. And maybe I'm just not liking the texture. Same product. Let me dump this out. These look a little more manageable, like a spaghetti noodle. I would not call that ramen style. Well, I mean, I guess you could. Let me rinse it out real quick. All right, so this looks a little more like pasta. There's something at least to chew. What does it taste like? Oh, Wesley? Not a lot going on. Let me just, in my sane, sad little bowl here, I'm just going to put some of this and see how it behaves. This might give me something to actually bite onto, because there ain't no flavor there. It still rejects the sauce a little bit, just because there's nothing absorbent about it. It's just like a boiled egg. You know what I mean? Because it's egg whites. Okay. Is this better? Mm-hmm. 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 That is much more what I was looking for. The texture is much closer to pasta. Much. Mm-hmm. Also going to give that a B. It's very benign. There's no flavor at all. I would not waste my money on the vermicelli noodle. That was completely and totally pointless. The one I did like was the ramen style. It's just something to at least bite on. it has the exact same nutritional information as the other recipes. So, all right, let's get started on our third recipe. Let me go get it out of the freezer and I'll be right back. All right, so we're gonna do our third product now, and I've got the water boiling already. This is Nooey Keto Low Carb Artisan Protein Pasta, and this is their Feta Nooey. This was sent to me. It's from a company in Australia that is starting, and they seem very excited about their product and were super genuine and super nice. So I told them I'd try it out. I'm not sponsored. They're not paying me. I'm under no obligation. And I told them I tell things like it is, so they know that. In this package, you get 5 little nests, and you put the nests in water. 2 nests is a serving. Let me get one. And you have to be kind of delicate with them. So each one of these, 2 of those is a serving. So, first of all, the ingredients are lupin flour, wheat protein, or gluten. So there is gluten in this. If you are gluten intolerant, this is not for you. If you are just eating keto or low carb just for weight loss, or just for seizure reduction or other things like that, then discuss with your doctor whether gluten is right for you, or you make that decision. Vegetable fiber, extra virgin olive oil, Himalayan salt, and flaxseed. If you eat one serving, 2 of these little nests, it's 168 calories. You got 21.8 grams of protein. You have got 4.2 grams of fat. And for carbohydrates, you've got 16.1 grams of total carbs. 10.4 grams of that is fiber. So one serving is 5.7 grams of carbs, net carbs. So what does it taste like? You boil these for, how long did it say? 2 to 3 minutes, or until it's al dente. So I'm going to gently put these in. Boop, boop. And I'm going to gently stir them and break them up as they cook a little bit. Again, this is salted water, and I'm going to meet you back here in 2 to 3 minutes. We're going to sauce this, and we'll check it out there. All right? Meet you right back here. All right, guys, so we are back with our last product, the Nooey noodles, Feta Nooey. And I boiled them for 3 minutes in salted water, and I let them stand in the salted water for a minute because it says for extra slurpiness, let them sit in the pasta water off the heat for a couple of minutes, and then drain and serve. So I've done that. And here we go. My initial reaction, just to be honest, is, wow, that is a small serving for 5.7 grams of carbs. I mean, let's go ahead and round up and let's just say that's 6 carbs. Is this worth, for you personally, I don't know if you can see, it looks like a lot. Let me just taste one of these though. How does this taste? I love that they have held together well. Interesting. Almost tastes like whole grain pasta. Very much like whole grain pasta. So this is a serving. Let's put it in my little bowl. I'm kind of shocked at the small portion size, because that, again, that's 6 carbs, net carbs, but that's also gluten. So you're going to have to decide if that's, if that's for you. Gluten doesn't bother me, and a lot of people eat keto without and eat gluten or eat low carb. Again, this is Highfalutin low carb, not Highfalutin keto. We test some of both, but that's a decision for you to make. So what does it taste like? I'm really excited. They also sent along some lasagna noodles by this brand, and I was hopeful that I might be able to work something out, possibly making a dumpling, like a slippery southern dumpling, chicken and dumplings. So I'm gonna do a little research on that, but I haven't gotten that far yet. Get a little more sauce, because that looked pretty dry. This is supposed to be able to absorb some of the sauce too. That lupin flour is absorbent. The wheat gluten is probably a little bit absorbent. So you see it dressing itself well. Okay. What does this taste like? This Australian Nooey. If I'm being honest, which y'all know me, I hate the name Nooey. Nooey? I don't know. I'm not the marketer though, so they are. What does this taste like? It looks great. It looks like regular pasta, doesn't it? Hmm. Hmm. C plus, B minus. Feels like whole wheat pasta, which back in my carb days, I hated whole wheat pasta. It was like pasta but mushier. And this is that. It's also still toothy. I definitely know there's lupin flour. I can smell and detect lupin flour a mile away. I've made enough things with lupin flour, and it doesn't upset me, but I do know it's there. But to me, the expense, and when I say expense, I don't mean cost, I mean the expense of the carbs. I don't know if this is 5.7 carbs worthy of food. I just don't. Because you're going to have to mix it with some other things because I ain't enough to eat. I mean, hold on. Okay, y'all. You know, I always try to be positive. This is a positive place of positivity, but I also try to be very honest, sometimes to a fault. The order that I presented these at the beginning of the video also happens to be, apparently, the order in which I enjoyed them. If I were going out right now and going to be buying commercially made keto pasta, Palmini was the best of these three. Was definitely better than shirataki noodles. All of these were better than shirataki noodles to me. I would put zoodles between here, right between Palmini, like just some zucchini noodles I'd put right here. I thought the Palmini was better than zoodles. The ramen style Noodle Revolution was my second favorite. I would give this a B plus, give this a B minus, and I would give the Nooey Keto Feta Nooey, I would give a C plus if I were grading these. I guess what I'm really trying to say is that this was the easiest and the fastest, and the carb hit isn't too bad. The calories are great. It tasted like pasta a little bit. It was a good sauce vehicle. It wasn't offensive. It also is the least expensive of these two. It is the easiest to find for me of these two, at least in the United States. Might be different in Australia where you can get Nooey or other places. So I'm just kind of going to stick, if I were going to do the Noodle Revolution, I would just use my ingredients that I've already bought for the Keto Asian Flavors video. Put it right up here again. Go look at that. Go check out her video. Make some of these. See if you want to order it. I'll put the links to all of this down below. So there you have it. Commercial keto pasta. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. I say it every time that these videos are a way for me to maintain my low carb way of eating, and I appreciate that you come along for the journey, because every time I look at the end of that camera, it keeps me honest. So thank you for that. I also need to thank my subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, I ask you to please hit that subscribe button down below and click the bell so that you know when I release a new video. Also, if you liked this video, hit the thumbs up button. That's the most important thing you can do, and it doesn't cost you a dime. It lets the YouTube algorithm know that this is a video of quality content that they can recommend to other people who might also be interested. I also need to give a thank you to the sponsor of this video again, Thrive Market. Be sure to go to thrivemarket.com /Highfalutin low carb, and you will get 30% off your first order and a free gift valued at up to $60. Sponsorships aren't why I do this, they're how I do this. So Thrive, I appreciate that you coming along with my little journey for the last 3 years, and I hope to continue. And you guys, please go support them by visiting the link down below. Lastly, my rock stars, my Patreon members. You're going to see their names start to scroll here on the side. Without them, none of this would be possible. If you don't know what Patreon is, think of it as the tip jar for the internet. It lets people like you, who enjoy what people like me do here on the internet, and you can give $1 or $2 a month just to sort of keep the train on the tracks, as it were. So again, thank you to all these guys. Love them. And remember, today is a good day to have a good day. I'll see you very soon in the next video.